Shall we start off? I had a question, guys. I'm happy to start off with one of the questions. So before Todd jumps on and Daryl, Maria, there you are, Todd. Good evening from England.
Good evening.
Morning to you in California. How are you doing, Todd?
Hey, Warner. Hey, Ati.
Hi, Todd. How are you?
Fabulous.
That's great.
So now that we've got Todd on as well, let me start with one of the questions that one of my guys asked, and he wanted clarity on what are two legs? What does two legs mean? And you know, how does that impact one's business?
Todd, I'll let you start.
You want to start that one?
Yeah, well, it's just two legs is I kind of explain it like this, just like the human body has a left leg and a right leg. You have two legs that you're going to build. And even if you sponsor 3 people or 5 people or 10 people, you can only have 2 people at the very top. And then everybody goes underneath those 2 legs going straight down. That's why we keep talking about, and some people don't understand it at the beginning, they'll get it later, is that those first 2, 4, 6 positions are very coveted, because now if I sponsored Werner and I sponsored Ati, one would be in the left, one would be in my right. So now I go out and I bring Todd in. Todd, I sign up, and let's say I put Todd under Ati. So now Ati had nothing to do with Todd, only he just signed up early. So now Todd gets in and he starts building a business. Anything that Todd does is Todd has 2 legs and they can go down to infinity. Anything that Todd builds counts towards that for Ati. So in other words, if Todd puts 25 people in, well, we already talked about some of the positions needing 4 to get everything for free, or getting 14 on one side and 14 on the other side, earning $2,000 US. But that's the difference there. 2 legs going straight down, and the person on top, you can only put people underneath those people from that point on.
Okay, so does that mean that if we take someone's team like Ati's or Sibulela's, does that mean that the very top positions immediately them are the most valuable?
Well,
That's
they
right.
are. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we call prime time real estate. We should actually auction those spots off.
Exactly.
Okay, so in other words, if Ati was going to build, let's hypothetically say, if Ati is fortunate enough to build a team of 1,000 people across 2 legs over the next 18 months, those first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions underneath Ati are going to have the entire team underneath them.
Exactly. Right place, right time. Take action.
And those people that initially get into Ati's business are going to benefit from the value of everyone else's work underneath Ati.
Exactly. 100%. So everybody helps everybody out, especially in the beginning. And like Todd kind of really pressed this the last time we went through the presentation, we're not just signing up an individual, we're signing up a country right now. So as South Africa grows in South Africa and the rest of part of Africa and Europe and America and all over the world, everybody that's up there has the value to build and develop their own business within that business. But if Ati is going to be the lead, if he's going to go out and start talking to everybody and plugging people in, those people go underneath those other individuals. And that's the same as you signing those people up, but you had nothing to do with it. The only thing you did was, hey, sign me up first. Let me get in there, because you've got what we call spillover, and it's falling in your organization. You benefit from that.
Right. That's very exciting. That is very, very exciting. So as we go forward, then, you know, one of the things we mentioned the other day, and I know Todd really emphasized this as well, how exciting it is that $1,000 is worth 16,000 Rand. But one of the reasons that I left my last company, and I had a very big business with the last company, was that not enough people were making good money. We were very much, the business was the wrong way around. There was a lot of us making a lot of money, but not the majority making lots of money. What excited me about this business is the majority of people can make good money. So is it realistic to say that with a little bit of effort, one can build a team and earn $2,000 a month, 32,000 Rand? is that realistic to say you could do that in a 6-week or 8-week period with a bit of effort?
Well, absolutely. There's no question about it. It depends on the individual. There's people that move slow, and there's people that move fast. You can move slow, you can move fast. It's totally up to you. Like say, when Todd signed me up, and Marie and I decided to make this company our focus and go after it, we just started hitting the phones immediately. I mean, we were doing, hundreds of three-way calls with Todd. Hey, Todd, let's talk to Mary. We were showing the videos, doing three-way calls, showing the video, doing three-way calls. Hey, but Mary, are you open to making some money outside of what you currently do? Yes or no? And if they said no, hey, I'll see you at church on Sunday, or I'll see you at work, or however I knew the person, it wasn't work, but however I knew them, I'll see you at the ball field, etc. But anyone that said yes, we were plugging them in immediately. That's why in less than 2 weeks, we went 2-star because we were hammering it. Some people, they got to analyze everything, and they got to, figure it out, and they got to pray about it, and they got to think on it, and they got to do this and that. Is you have a list of 100 names. How quickly can you get through that 100 names? I tell people when I train them, it's green, yellow, red. All we're looking for are green, yellows, and red. So when I ask somebody, are you open to making some money? We're just, we've teamed up with a company out of America that's tied in with the UK and Europe. And I'm on top of this in South Africa. We're getting ready to expand here. Are you open to making some extra money outside of what you currently do? And if the answer is no, I'm off the phone. Hey, I'll talk to you later. I got to get going. My phone's ringing. If the answer is yes, which most of the time it'll be, yeah, what's going on? And then I don't start talking. We plug them directly into a video so they can, or Zoom, but let's say a video so they can look at it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They look at a video, see the presentation, check out the information. And then when you call that person back, so for an example, if Ati was looking at the video tonight at 8 o'clock, I would send him the video tonight at 8 o'clock. I wouldn't send it to him earlier. I would send him at that time. He said, I'm open to looking at the video. When can you review it? Tonight at 8 o'clock. Okay, Ati, be in front of your phone. I'm going to call you at 7:59. So I call him at 7:59. I give him the video. I know the video is either 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever video I send him. And I say, okay, great. Watch this video. I'm going to call you back in 20 minutes. So he's watching a video. I know he's watching a video. And I call him back with Todd or Lawrence or somebody. And I don't call him back on my own. Always on the phone, but never alone. And then we ask the question, what'd you like best about it? Here's what we're getting ready to do. We're excited. Do you want to be at the top, or are you comfortable with life the way it is for you? And that's really quick. I know I said that fast, but that's kind of that's the process of how we actually do it. And so you can go through that list of 100, within a week's time. You can go through, if you're texting people, you can go through that list of 100 in less than an hour. If you text that information to people, copy, paste, Facebook, Messenger, copy, paste, you can go through 100 people in an hour, or you want to take a couple of days at it. But it's creating that energy, that sense of urgency that makes all the difference in the world. And then as soon as someone signs up, we create the same energy from them. And that's why their energy is so much better and faster, as opposed to stringing this out a day or two, a week or two, a month or two, and I'm tired, type of scenario. Okay. Todd, anything you want to add to that? Or
well, I'm just saying, Lawrence, I'm fond of telling people that it's realistic to go to 32,000 Rand per month. We have some people do it in 2 weeks, like Daryl Maria. We have a bunch of people that done it in 2 months. Some people it takes them 2 quarters, and some people might take them 2 years. But whether it's 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 quarters, or 2 years, either number, it is a very realistic chance for most people to get to 32,000 Rand per month. And what would that do for your family? It's life changing. So even if you're on the slow train and it takes you 2 years, it's only 14 left, 14 right if you're doing Travel Trader. Only 25, they're doing platinum, only 40 if they're doing just titanium only, right? And so, so we have a number of products that's a very small number of people to get to that number. There's a lot of ways to get there. And so that's one of the things that's most exciting to me. And I see that evolution of what I call compensation plan methodology. And if you go back and you look at the days of Amway, Herbalife, NSA, New Skin, some of those old mainstay companies, There's not been a company that's launched with one of those types of competition programs since the 90s. It's just not sustainable in today's marketplace. However, then the binary became most prevalent, the two-legged, but most of them are 10% on one leg, which means you typically need 250 left, 250 right to make 32,000 Rand per month. And then obviously, the evolution of competition plans happened again. And now we got it down to the place where 25 to 40 people, again, we have, some scenarios where it can even be less than that, but it's something that's just so much more doable, so much more achievable. And to me, that's that's you get the ring, and that's the meat and potatoes. That's the backbone of our entire program, is showing everyday real people how to make some real bill paying money. In fact, I always call it the comma club, because that's when you have a check with a comma in it.
So whilst we've got you and you're on a roll now, Todd, so what you're saying to me, I'm just trying to digest this. You're saying to me that a new person could sign up, let's just say in Durban, South Africa. Let's pretend his name is Simon. And Simon could phone a few of his friends. He doesn't have to pitch anything to any of his friends. He purely has to ask them if they're open to chatting to one of us. He gets one of us onto a Zoom call to explain the product. And if we close the sale for that guy, he gets the commission, he builds his team.
That's correct. And that's the way it works best. The people who try to do it alone, they tend to get frustrated. Can't be a prophet in your own land. And the people who do what you just described, it's like magic.
So the real money in this business, sorry, I'm harping on this, is the real money on this business is for Ati to go and speak to some of his rugby friends, to create a bit of energy without doing any sales. Just, hey guys, rugby's in a bad place at the moment, especially in South Africa. You can jump onto a call. We can show you we can show you a system, how to make money, genuine money. You're going to get a Visa card, a Visa debit card. You're going to make US dollars. He doesn't have to do any of the selling. He just purely gets those friends onto a call with us.
That's correct. Darryl's very fond of asking the question, do you keep your options open to making money outside of what it is you currently do? And another script that I found that works really well, Lawrence, that leads into what you just said, is just asking people, say, I found, Ati, you can text anyone or call anyone. I found something I'm excited about. It may or may not be for you, but are you open to taking a look? I found something I'm excited about. It may or may not be for you, but are you open to taking a look? And a lot of people say yes. At that point, you schedule the Zoom and, we have them watch a video, or we get Lawrence on, or, Darryl and me on. We explain the product to them. And again, we're in the sorting business, not convincing. We're looking for people who are looking. We're okay if they look and say no. Our job is to get them to look. And if we get enough people to look, your business is going to boom.
And just to piggyback on that, the key is what Todd said, and again, I just want to harp on this, is not for you to explain it. That's, you're not the teller or the seller. You're just asking them the simple question and you move them on. In other words, in the beginning, when I was getting going in this industry, I learned this, that when people ask me a question, once I shared the information with them and they started asking me questions, this is something you guys need to write down. I know enough to be excited, but I don't know enough to explain it. So if they hit you on the head, well, tell me a little bit more about it. Give me some information. Hey, Bob, I know enough to be excited, but I don't know enough to explain it. Let me get you on the phone with Lawrence. Let me get you on a Zoom with Lawrence. Let me get you on the phone with Darryl, or Zoom with Darryl and Todd, et cetera. And then that normally shuts them down. And you just have to keep to your guns, because otherwise, if you're sitting there trying to explain everything to them, you may be articulate, you may be able to explain things and go after it, but they may not have that skill set, and they're thinking in their mind, man, I got to sit here and explain this to people, and they can't do it. And sometimes they say no, and you don't know the reason why, and that might be it. But if they say, wait a minute, I could ask a question, I can plug them into a video or Zoom, I can get them on the phone with someone else, I can actually do that. So that's why even when I recruit people, I follow the steps, because even though I know the information, can articulate the information, I want to start training that person even before they're signed up. That's why Todd and I do so many three-way calls and and et cetera, because of that factor. And if you can pick that up earlier than later, it'll definitely be to your benefit.
Okay, so if we use someone, let's say like Sia, who's on this phone call. So I'm not sure, I think Sia lives in Port Elizabeth, but if Sia's got a friend that lives in Umtata and the Transkei, or she's got a friend who lives in Cape Town, or a friend that lives in, I don't know, Limpopo, or lives up even as far as Bulawayo or Zimbabwe. Does the same system, the same business model, does it apply to everyone, no matter where they live within, the South African regions and the countries attached to South Africa?
Same system.
Exactly the same system, exactly the same principles. So for you guys in America, whether you're living in Las Vegas or someone is living down in Orlando, it's the same business, the same concepts, the same procedures.
Correct. Yeah. So like, different regions of the world, different, sometimes forms of technology, but human nature doesn't change. You're going to find out that this business, your friends and family are like your kids, love you, trust you, will not listen to you. And so, it's that whole, if you go to a friend and try to explain it, they're playing devil's advocate the entire time. But if they hear it from someone else, you could say the exact same words and all they do is want to verbal spar with you and debate the whole thing. They hear from someone they don't know from Adam, and they're like, man, that makes a lot of sense. This is a good idea. We ought to do this. It's like, you're right. But, that's the whole point of the system, is to just, kind of pique somebody, ask a question, invite them to a presentation where they get the information, introduce them to other people that are doing it. And we call that peak, pass, plug. But if you do that again and again, you got a simple system that anybody can do. And I just want to second what Darryl said. So often people are judging our business based on whether or not they think they can do it. It's not so much whether or not they think it's great. They may look back and say, wow, that looks really incredible. Who doesn't want to travel? Who doesn't want to go to these incredible places? Who wouldn't want to make 32,000 Rand per month? But man, can I see myself doing it? Do I believe that I can do it? Do I believe that can happen for me?
Probably on these doors.
And I always use one of those extreme analogies, Lawrence, neurosurgery is on the rise because of our aging population. And I don't know if you know this, Lawrence, but there's big money in neurosurgery. And if you were to start doing neurosurgery, you could make 7 figures, Lawrence. And I'm in front of the room and I'm hammering all the stats and all the stuff. And it's not that the room doesn't agree with me. They just don't think that they're going to be neurosurgeons. So they don't get excited because they can't see themselves doing it. Or if you show someone something simple that, man, I could do that, that's when they light up like a Christmas tree, because suddenly they see something that they think they can go do and succeed at.
Absolutely. And all we need, and I think I'm correct in saying this, is all we actually need is access to a mobile phone or possibly a laptop or possibly a tablet, one of those items connected to the internet, and you've got a business. So we don't have to store gadgets and widgets and stock, and we don't have to employ people. We just literally need our phones. We can run this business from our phone.
Yeah. In fact, I want to remind you, you guys have a global business. So it's exciting that you guys are launching in South Africa and you're going to have an entire country below you. But what's going to happen is your business will eventually jump from South Africa to all around the world. And so the same way I'm in America, and we now got a team in 52 countries. You guys are in South Africa, and before long, you'll be talking about your team in Cambodia, your team in Vietnam, your team in Korea, your team in Canada, your team in the Caribbean, your team in Central America. You'll have team in the United Kingdom, Dubai. I mean, you'll be talking about your team everywhere. And so you'll be taking advantage of lots of other marketplaces, other regions of the world. And then you'll have to, I should fly and go see those people in Hawaii. So, which is an incredible destination, by the way. So you'll be doing that, for business. I got to go see those people, and go sit on the beach and make sure they understand everything. But, it's a lot of fun. But you'll see your business, expand around the world. It'll start where you're at and it'll spread from there. That's
what I loved about this, Todd. When I first joined this business, it was only through Todd. So everyone knows here, I was introduced to Todd by a lady in England, and we had a really good chat. But what really excited me about the business was the business model. All over the world, we sitting, coming through coronavirus at the moment. People are losing their jobs. People are needing other ways to make money. I think what COVID's done is it's made many of us realize how important it is not to follow the same routine. We can do things differently. We can work from home. As you always say, Todd, what time do you get up in the morning? You get up when you finish sleeping. And I think speaking to Sibulela, he said it the other day, he's got a really good job with a radio station, but he's now realized that going to work at 8 o'clock in the morning and coming home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and working possibly for a boss who is nice or isn't nice and just getting a paycheck, that's not what life's about. Life's about those choices, that freedom, the ability to go do things. But the holidays and the travel for everyone on this call, that is just that trigger. It's the business model behind this that is so very exciting. We're just very lucky to have a travel product behind it, backing it up, because travel is sexy. Travel is what we all want to do.
Correct. Yeah, I would say, Lawrence, life's a lot better when it's based on a want to, not a have to.
Very true. Very, very.
Lawrence, can you hear me?
Ati.
Yeah, Ati.
You, bud.
Yeah, I just got a question. So let's say if I were to get a platinum membership and sign up today, what sort of process and steps would there be in terms of what am I getting from the product, and how quickly, if I decide to join the business and really go full throttle on the business, where do I start earning that first residual income? So I'm guessing that would be a one-star director. So I get my 3 people. So that whole process of from signing up, if you're in South Africa, what do you get with your membership? The next step obviously will be probably the 3 people that you get. How easy is that? The next step is when you start getting that residual income. How easy is that? And then yeah, we can end off at 2-star director, just to give the guys more clarity on what's possible for them if they were to join and if they were to run the business, and what sort of structures are in place to assist them, as you guys have said, and how easy can it be for them?
And I would actually start with the ease. So when you look at our membership, it helps people travel for less, up to 70% off. It helps people travel for free. You can earn free travel, and then you can obviously get paid to travel. And so that's the reason people are attracted to the membership. Now, when they buy the platinum, as you just mentioned, for every dollar you spend, you're going to receive 2 points toward a dream, what we call a dreamcation. And we have different kinds of dreamcations. We have what we call our getaways. This is where you go to some resort, for 7 nights, 8 days. Maybe you get a 2-bedroom, 2 balcony, 2 bathroom, full kitchen. It's got, full-size refrigerator, washer, dryer, pots, pans, toasters, blenders, all those kind of things, spatulas. You got, the living room with the flat screen TVs. We have these all around the world. These are getaways. In fact, Darryl and Maria, who are on here, I think they've spent 8 or 9 weeks this year at these kind of getaways around different places in the United States, but we have them all over the world. And then we also have our world tours where you can come and be around other like-minded people. For example, we have one coming up in Las Vegas, Nevada. We had one in the Canary Islands. We had one scheduled for Mauritius Island. I know that we have plans to go to the Maldives. So we do these world tours all over the place where we go to some destination at various parts of the world, and then everyone goes to the exact same resort at the exact same time. And so you're not only getting access to the resort for super cheap, but you're getting the benefit of being there with all these other like-minded people that you can connect with. And so that's part of the magic of our program, is the fact that we're giving people real vacations in exchange for the money. And so if someone joins as a platinum, you're looking at 2 to 3 vacations per year that you get to go on for a fraction of the price they would cost you if you did it the regular way. Well, then if I go out and show 3 other friends, how to do the exact same thing. Who do I know that wants to travel for up to 70% off? Who do I know that wants to learn how to earn free travel? Who do I know that might want to get paid to travel? Can I find 3 other people who say that this sounds sexy? This sounds great. Yes, I want to travel for less. Yes, I want to travel for free. And yes, I love the idea of getting paid to travel. So they bring on 3 other people. Well, at this moment, you've now earned your membership for free because you're earning more than you're spending. You're paying 125 US to the company. They're paying you 125 per month. So it's a break-even scenario. So you brought on 3 other people. At this moment, you're not paying anything for your membership, but you still have 2 to 3 vacations per year. And so there's a lot of people, tons of moms and dads, IT, around the world that if that's all we ever did was show them how to get their vacations for free. Free people to the company, and now I get to go on these amazing vacations all over the world. That's costing our family $0, zilch, nothing, goose egg, cero dinero. It translates in every language and every continent, right? Free. And so people like that idea. Well, then from there, it's just really duplicating. It's showing your 3 people how to do that, what you just did. What was it you did? You saved a bunch of money on travel, told 3 other people how to do the same thing. Now you're earning free travel. We teach them how to save a bunch of money on travel, tell a few other people how to do the same thing. Now they're earning free travel. And as your business grows, now you're getting paid to travel.
Yeah. And then how would you get to a 1-star director? And then Lawrence, if you can translate that in rands for us. Well, you probably know the exchange rate now, Todd. So let's say how easy would it be to get to a 1-star director? What does it mean getting to a 1-star director?
What does it mean?
Yeah, one of the quick ways to explain that is if you were to bring on 4, so you got 2 on your left, 2 on your right, bring on 4 and help your 4 get 4. At this moment, you're a 1-star director making $400 to $700 per month US. And if you convert that to Rand, that's 400 times 16, right? That'd be 6,400 Rand at the bottom to obviously something, over 10,000 Rand at the top side. So, just bring on 4 who get 4, and your minimum income is 6,400 Rand.
Which is excellent, really easy to get to. And how does that get paid, guys? Just so you know, I've just covered up, I hope you don't mind, I've covered up my numbers just so you can see. There's one of our cards. You would get issued one of these cards to South Africa. That's through an American bank, and you draw down your commission on a Thursday evening and you're paid on a Friday. And you can go to restaurants, you can go to your local Pick and Pay, you can go to Game, you can go to any shop in South Africa that accepts Visa cards, which is literally all of them. You can go to any restaurant. You can even transfer money to your bank account or draw cash from the bank machine.
Okay, I got another question, Lawrence or Todd. So we're obviously launching the company in South Africa. Now, you guys have spoken about it being launched previously in France, I think a year ago. And I went to the P2S Travel Facebook page, and I see a lot of French getting directors and 2-star directors and all of that. So it shows the growth that basically has taken place in the country. Now, because we're in a similar position in South Africa that the French were in maybe a year ago, what advice would you give to someone that's heard the presentation now, and what sort of case study can we take from the French the French example?
Well, you guys have a huge advantage over the French, and that is that you speak English. Most of the French team didn't speak English, which did create a little bit of a barrier because we didn't have our videos in French. We didn't have our materials in French. We didn't have our rules, policies, and procedures in French. We didn't have our website in French. There was no customer service in French. So imagine calling the home office and, they're like, you understand the words that come out of my mouth? I don't know if you ever saw that movie Rush Hour, but it was a funny part from that. So there was a big time language barrier there that obviously was an impediment to some of their growth. Now, as the company grew, the company then put in, French customer service. We do everything now in Spanish, English, French. And as we continue to grow, we'll do other languages. So you guys do have that advantage, though. You do speak English, which is a huge stepping stone, in the right direction. Now, from there, then it's really a matter of, saying we want to launch this country. You can open a country or you can launch a country. And I'm a big believer, same thing. You can open a business or you can launch a business. And you're going to find that speed, success loves speed. Now, the faster you do something, the more momentum you create, the more energy you create, the more excitement you create. And so one of the things you want to do is you want to hit this really, really, really hard. If I had 100 names to call, I could call one person per day for the next 100 days, or I can say, you know what, I'm calling all 100 this week. I'm going to literally create momentum. I'm literally going to get those people to come on board, help them get excited, and help their team come on board. So I'm, getting that ball rolling. And kind of, if you've ever seen like an avalanche, once that thing starts rolling, it tends to pick up speed and kind of gain its own force and its own inertia.
Very much so. And I think it's really important to say that as well is in South Africa, I do understand it's 16-1. I do understand that people are nervous, but the only way to learn how to swim is to get thrown in the swimming pool. My goodness, if you're in a swimming pool and a crocodile jumps in, do you want to know how quickly you swim to the side? You swim to the side really quickly. Guys, procrastination does not win wars. You've got to get in, you've got to get dirty, you've got to make the phone call, you've got to take action. It's the only way you're going to understand the system.
That's okay.
I just have a quick question. I don't know if anyone can help out with this, but because I'm currently a college student, so is there any advice that you would give or that you would be able to give in terms of pitching the business to college students? Because most of my circle group or my target market are people from like ages 20 to about 23.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic question. If I may quickly say something, typically in South Africa, if you're a college student, college life, we all know, can be quite expensive. University can be quite expensive. How would so many of your friends balance going to university, which is a daily aspect of their lives, but still running a job, which might be working at a pub, it might be working at a nightclub, to try and earn some money so that they can live at the same time? How many hours are they putting into that for minimum wage versus how many hours could they put into something like this for much higher wage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would add and also see that if you look at some of the great, businesses of the world, whether it be Apple, whether it be Microsoft, whether it be Sun Microsystem, whether it be Facebook, whether it be LinkedIn, I mean, a lot of these companies were started from college students. I mean, they were going to college and they started a little business on the side that grew to obviously, epic proportions. I mean, so maybe your business is not going to grow as big, but a lot of people are going to college. They're going to college because they want to learn how to make money. And then they're going to get out of college and they're going to try to say, hey, please hire me. And they're going to say, well, what experience do you have? Well, I don't have any experience. Well, what have you ever done? Well, nothing. I've only gone to college. And one of the greatest things you can say is, hey, I started my own business. I got this travel business. I got people in multiple countries around the world that actually paid for my college. If I'm someone that's looking to hire someone, that's the person I want to hire. That's the go-getter. That's the innovator. I'm not just sitting back and kind of taking it as it comes. That's the person that's going to go out and make things happen. So I would ask anyone at college, are you ambitious? Are you looking to make money? Are you hungry? You want to make a dent in the universe? Do you want to do something more than be average? And do you want to help your resume? There's a number of different things you can kind of bring up to people that they thought about it. One of the best things I could do is actually get a little business going where I make some money, because even if I don't stick with that business long-term, it's just a little supplemental income and I travel for less on my resume. That's going to make a big, big difference when some company says, who do I want to hire?
Sia, may I ask you a question? Do you go to Nelson Mandela Bay University?
No, I'm actually studying in Cape Town at Waterfront Theatre College.
Okay, so you Waterfront Theatre College. Awesome, that's amazing. And in Cape Town, you have quite a few universities and colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And you would know lots of friends at different universities and colleges.
Yep.
Could you imagine the impact you would have if you actually started with us and you could show your friends black and white that you were earning $1,000 a month on a card like this?
Yeah. Right.
And you were not having to work at McDonald's. You were not cleaning tables. You were not listening to customers, at any way, because we all know the student jobs aren't the best jobs in the world. Imagine the impact that you could have if you could prove to them from your mobile phone, from sitting in your room or your flat or your dorm, you had $1,000 a month coming into a card like that. How many thousands of students across South Africa would you have saying, Sia, tell me more, how do you do it? Help me to make $1,000 a month.
True. No, I'll make it happen. I know I will.
And Todd, just for Sia's benefit, what would that business look like? How many people would she need in a team to make $1,000 a month?
So Sia, first and foremost, if you bring on 4, then you're enjoying the services for free. Help your 4 get 4. You are now making $400 to $700 per month US. help their 4 get 4, and you're actually earning 1,500, not 1,000, 1,500 US, which translates to, roughly, what would be 16,000 at 1,000, right?
24.
And you pick up another 8,000 there, so you're, minimum 24,000 Rand per month.
And that's not all your work, Sia. That is the work of people above you. It's people in your team. So you might have only ever signed up 3 or 4 people. It's just by helping others do the same.
Sure.
Yeah, you may get a lot of those people from Ati, those as you're building and he's bringing on people, and they're going down to one side of you, and then you're, hitting all the university people on the other side. And there are quite a few companies. I know in the United States, I don't know the South African market that well, but there are quite a few companies in the United States that they got big because they tapped into the university population. A company called Vima, which got massive, comes to mind, where it was all a bunch of 18 to 24-year-olds that just blew that thing up in a big, big way.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions from anyone, guys?
Just got one more, Lawrence, with regards to obviously social footprint. Am I right in saying that upon signing up, the company gives you an incentive trip? Is that correct? So upon signing up, you have an incentive trip that you can take up, and could you just elaborate on that?
Sure. Todd, Daryl, Maria, should I do it?
Yes,
Yeah, sure. Go ahead,
that
Lawrence.
area.
Okay, excellent. So yes, in South Africa, anyone that signs up to the business will receive a free incentive trip, and that free incentive trip will be 5 days to Bali or 7 days to Thailand. That is for the hotel. Stunning accommodation. There's also a trip up to Spain, but the trip to Spain is not quite as nice as Bali, and it's not quite as nice as Thailand. Now for all of you South Africans, that's a huge benefit. And the huge benefit, and Daryl and Maria won't understand this, and nor will Todd, but if you've got a South African passport, you're not allowed to travel literally anywhere in the world. Everywhere you want to go on holiday stops you because you need visas. But the fantastic thing is, to Thailand, you don't need a visa. So South Africans can get on an aircraft tomorrow and go on holiday to Thailand without any visa issues whatsoever. And from what I can hear, Thailand's becoming more of a holiday destination for South Africans than it ever was. I believe, there are just heaps of South Africans in Thailand on holiday. So the fact that you can go to Thailand on a 7-day holiday to a luxury villa with your own swimming pool, and that is just part of your membership, is just massive as a free incentive.
And then Lawrence, what does that do for your business? Because I mean, for me, it basically means that, once people see you posted up in Thailand, with your mom or your dad or your girlfriend, then all the people that you've spoken to, that you've opened your mind up to the business, all of a sudden, they're going to be asking you to jump on a Zoom call instead of you asking them. Am I correct in saying that?
Of course, if you're on holiday in Thailand, you had a beautiful villa, you've got your own private swimming pool, you're having a braai next to the pool, a barbecue for Daryl, Maria, and Todd. Imagine putting up a video. Hey guys, Ati here. I'm here in Thailand with Sibulela. Guys, this was for free. Look at this place. This we got for free. You're going to have friends go, how did you go there for free? So very important to use social media to be a product of the product is vitally important.
Yeah, we have a video, just the last place we stayed at. I don't know how to show it if you guys wanted to see it, but we just actually showed our room. But these are the types of rooms that we get every time we travel, and to be able to get them for the prices we get them is just ridiculous. There's so many people here in America that would love to travel, but they can't travel like they really want to travel. Of course, everybody would like to stay in 1-bedroom suites, 2-bedroom suites, or 3-bedroom suites, but it's just not financially feasible for most people to actually do that. With our company, we've got over 2,000 resorts around the world that are just, they're amazing. And when people get this chance to stay there, it just, you know, the smile on their face is amazing. The money that they've saved is also just incredible. And it makes a huge difference. We all want to travel every year somewhere. And unfortunately, a lot of people can't because it's just too expensive. Or you stay with your parents, or you stay with your grandparents, or a friend or family member. And that's cool. Or you stay in a smaller hotel. And that's okay, but you know, if you're a guy and you're married, or even if you're a lady and you're married, you want to have the wife walk in and go, wow, have the girlfriend walk in and go, wow, this is amazing. And they have no idea that you're spending, you know, just such a small amount of money. And then to be able to make money showing others how they can actually travel. You know, we get lots of people excited because the worst case scenario, the worst thing that will happen to you in our company, as a platinum, you're going to travel 2 to 3 times a year to amazing places, and you're going to get the place to stay for, you know, zero or very, very minimum money. That's the worst thing that will happen to anybody. So the worst thing is the best thing for so many people. And then helping you get your 4, duplicating that process. It's fun, it's exciting, it's helping people, and you feel good about it when people, you know, went somewhere and they said, hey, thank you for sharing this with me. My family had the best vacation ever. The memories are going to last a lifetime. We're really impacting people's lives.
Yeah, I went to Thailand real quick on our portal. So these are the kind of places. This is $1.75 a night, or less than 30 Rand a night. I mean, that's the kind of room you get. Here's a picture of the resort, by the way. And so you got, you know,
Wow.
I mean, you can go to this place here for free, by the way. Costs nothing.
And we do have videos from some of the people that have been on the free incentive. So actually, if you want to send out to everyone on this call a video of someone going to the villa in Thailand, you know, we can send you a link and you can send it out to everyone.
Yes, please. I
Ben,
appreciate
you have a
that.
question? You just sent me a message.
Yeah, Musa is joined us tonight. He was also on the call on Thursday, and he's got a question that he wants to ask, please.
Please do. Musa?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, Musa, how you doing?
Yes.
Good. I actually just wanted to ask. I understand all this, and I actually am quite interested in everything that's, you know, everyone's talking about, because I like traveling and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I've never had an opportunity to go overseas, but, you know, I've traveled locally. But I actually just want to get into the business side of things, to try and understand how the business works. Because from what I've gathered is that, you know, I get signed up and then I get other people to under me and stuff like that. Then I start earning, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So now, how does the business actually make money to pay me money? I just wanted to understand that part only.
Yeah, so all the members that are paying the membership, you know, so we have people all around the world that are paying their monthly membership because they get to travel for up to 70% off. And so many of them don't ever tell anybody. They're just excited that they're traveling for 70% off. Some will go on and share that with a few other people. Now they're earning their membership basically for free, but those, you know, a few other people are paying their membership because they're saving 70% off. So that's how the company makes money, from all the people paying the memberships from all over the world.
So typically, I don't know the actual numbers, but typically when you look at a network marketing company, they will pay out somewhere between the 45 to 48% in the way of commissions and incentives and that sort of thing. And, you know, everyone's in this as a business. The company, David is making a lot of money, and, you know, he won't be shy about it, and he lives a fantastic lifestyle, but he's built an unbelievable business model for the rest of us to make money out of.
All right, I see. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Musa. Good question.
Cool.
It's like, you know, obviously it's like developing a franchise. It's not a franchise, but, you know, a lot of people don't have $1 million or $2 million to start a McDonald's franchise, but most people can come up with a few $100 to get a business started. And you've got the same advantages and even better advantages than if you had that one location as a franchise. Because see, as a franchise, if I bought a franchise in South Africa, I'm located right in that one spot and that's it. The difference here, I spend a couple $100 to get started, and I can develop other franchises literally all over the world without having to purchase real estate, by making a phone call, sending a text, doing a Zoom, and I can have little franchises that I get a small piece of, just like McDonald's does. They get 6-7% off of every franchise they have around the world. You're doing the exact same thing, but you didn't spend $2 million to do it. And that's one of the things.
You mean 32 million rand, by the way?
Oh, okay, yeah. $2 million is how many rams? 32 million?
32 million rand.
Wow. Rand.
Yeah, bring your wallet.
Most of us have, I can assure you.
How do you
I
spell
think
that?
that's really important. What both Todd said, joking there at 32 million, as well as what Darryl said, is this business is affordable for the average person. You know, some people have got to spare 250, I'm not sure what it works out to in rands, but 5,000 odd rand to get started. Some people have got to spare 5,000 rand. Some people have to save up. But if you really, really want it, 5,000 rand, any of us can find a way of getting 5,000 rand to start a business. And you know what? You can get half of your money back. Go out and get 3 people. 3 people will give you $50, $50, $50. That's half of your money. That's 2,500 rand back, literally within 24 hours if you want to make the effort. If you want to make the effort to put 3 people on a call with Todd, or on a call with me, or on a call with Darryl and Maria, you can get 50% of your initial investment back within 24 hours. It's all down to you. And your monthlies will never come into play if you treat this business like a business and you get 3 people to get involved in your first month. Your monthly membership fees will never come into play. They are paid for you.
And just the simplicity of it is simply, you know, you need to starve your distractions and feed your focus. You know, that's it. Starve your distractions, feed your focus, do income producing things. I mean, if we look at life every day, we'll figure out that we're doing things that aren't moving us towards, you know, a better life, moving forward in life for whatever reason. And we focus on a lot of those things, whether we play games or watch a lot of TV, or, you know, we work at a job that's not going to, you know, amount to really what the lifestyle we want to live down the road. And if you can teach people and you get people to, you know, starve those distractions, feed the focus. And that's like we are today. You guys are feeding your focus here today. You're asking amazing questions, trying to get some more clarity, a better understanding of what you need to do to create a brighter future. And a lot of people, they just settle for whatever life brings them, and they just go through the motions, realizing, you know, the thing that got me was 30 years ago, a guy in America said that, well, he basically made a statement that in the United States of America, the richest country on earth, at age 65, 95% of people are dead broke. That's 95%. And I was ready to walk out up until that point. And then when I realized that was a true statement, I don't know what the statistics are in South Africa, but most people are barely, you know, hustling to get by, and, you know, same as in America, barely making it. And they just have bought into that mentality. I'm just going to do what I do. No, you're not a tree. You can't just stay there. You can actually move and make different choices and different decisions. And this is one of those decisions. And if you take it serious and you give us a year and a half, 2 years, you can have results a lot sooner than that, but you commit to learning. Just like when you go to school, Sila, you go to school, you're not going to school for 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. You know, in America, it's minimum 4 years. And that's to get a degree that you can get a job possibly making $30,000 or $40,000 a year, which is not a lot of money. Here, you put the same type of effort into us for the next 3 to 4 years, just like you do with your school and homework and doing the papers, even when you don't feel like it, and you go through that process, you give that to us over here, your life is totally changed in the next 2, 3, 4 years, period, end of story. Most people don't treat it. You know, one of the biggest challenges that I've seen over 30 years being full-time is that most people don't treat this like a real business because it only costs you a couple $100 US. I teach people, and I learned a long time ago, and this is what helped me out. The guy told me at the first training I actually went to, you treat this business, pretend you spent $1 million. You do that, and I guarantee your success. So that's one of the tidbits, the tips that I want you to leave here from. You know, again, couple whatever the RIN number actually is to get started. Treat it like you spent, you know, 10 million of those. And if you do, you're going to get on the calls. You're going to get the question. You're going to still have ups and downs, just like anything in life and in business, whether you own a McDonald's franchise or not. But if you treat it like you spent $1 million, you know, I'll guarantee your success. Most people don't do that, though.
Very true.
Does that make sense, everybody? Yes?
Sure does.
I'm over here taking notes.
Have we got any other questions? Whilst we're very fortunate to have Maria and Darryl and Todd on this call, guys, have we got any other questions? We are aware it's Sunday night for you guys, but you know, are there any other questions?
I just got one thing to add, as just Lawrence, before we go. And just like a lot of people our age, we get sucked into the notion of getting paid for time, you know, so getting a degree and then getting into a job where they pay you to sit 8 to 5, and then they pay you for your time more than they pay you for your production or your produce. Whereas this is the perfect opportunity to put your back against the wall and say, okay, cool, we're not paying you for your time, but you're actually getting paid for what you produce. So there is no shortchanging. What you put in is what you get out. And it's a no-brainer to say, if you sit 8 to 5 and you work the business, you will reach 30,000 Rand much quicker than you would if you were working as a newly graduated employee at a workplace or any investor or any company. You'd make literally double to quadruple that if you put in the same amount of effort. So let's just get that notion in our heads of not getting paid for time, but getting paid for what we produce. And the nice thing about the company is it pays you that every month for doing the work once. So you just have to produce for 3 months heavily, and you can literally be just sitting on beaches and enjoying the rest of, you know, the year, because you work for 3 months religiously. So that's what I want to let the guys know. And that's the vision that we have for South Africa. Just getting people out of the notion of getting paid for time, but more getting paid for produce. And yeah.
Absolutely.
Ati, I want to just, I mean, that's what you just said. That is exactly the education that has to happen, and not just people in South Africa, but people all across the world, that we are moving to a production-based economy. And so many people don't understand what you just said. And that is the gap that we have to go out there and reach people, help them understand that. There's a best-selling book, by the way, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He also wrote the book Cash Flow Quadrant, and he shows this quadrant, and that most people have a JOB. Some people are self-employed, but they're still exchanging time for money. Maybe they're a barber, they got to be there cutting hair. Maybe they're doing nails, they got to be there painting the nails, but they're still trading time for money. And that's where 95% of all people find themselves, is on the left-hand side of this quadrant. And only 5% find themselves on the right-hand side of the quadrant. These are business owners, which are 4%. They own a McDonald's. They get all the kids serving the hamburgers and fries. They're making money no matter what they're doing. And then you got 1% that are investors. Our company teaches people how to go from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. We're teaching people how they can, join this group over here. Now, here's the irony. 95% of the people over here are exchanging time for money, which leaves them neither time nor money. This group over here, which is 5%, they have all the time in the world and they control 95% of the money. It's like, which end of this thing do you want to get in on? You can go to school, go to university, which is good, but we're taught go to school to get a job that promises to keep you broke. Or I can decide to get my own business, move from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, and join the group that has time and money. But there's no guaranteed result in the early days. There's no guaranteed, time for, time for money. If I put in an hour today, it doesn't mean there's a paycheck tomorrow. I have to kind of build this up, but that's where the fruit is. If I plant the trees and do the things I'm supposed to do over the course of time, that's going to, produce a bountiful harvest that'll feed me forever. Now, those trees and those crops will just keep producing, and they feed my family for a long time. The same thing with this kind of business, what you just said. I mean, again, bravo.
Yeah.
Guys, one of the things I'd like to say to you, because a lot of the people on this call, Sibuleli, Sia, Tabo, Yamkela, and Musa, you're all young. And one of the things I would say to you as an older person is the one thing, and I've been in business my whole life, and one of the things that I know, and I know that Darryl and Maria and Todd will agree with this, there are very few financial life-changing moments in your life. So you've either got to die to give your family money, and none of us want to die. You either are very lucky or fortunate that a parent has got money and you're waiting for one of those people to die to inherit money, or you're very fortunate to buy a house and the property market moves up in price and you might get that once in your life and you'll make a little bit of money. But most of the things in life, you don't get many opportunities. Guys, you've been given an opportunity here, and I promise you, in your lifetime, you're lucky if you get 3 opportunities in your life. You've been given an opportunity here to be one of the first people in South Africa, to be part of a business that is going to grow with or without you guys. That's the reality of it. South Africa is going to grow with or without you. So your choice is, do you get involved early so that when this company, when this company gets to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people in Southern Africa, those people, a large majority of them fall into your team? Or do you sit on the side and watch it play out? And based on that, I just want to say to Ati, you and my son, I know your background. You played rugby. My son's played rugby. You're a very good rugby player. How many fans, how many people sitting on the grandstand have you ever seen make the first team? How many people sitting on the grandstands shouting and having fun have you ever seen have the honor of putting a first team jersey on and taking part in the game? None. So the only reason you're putting the first team jersey on is because you've done the hard yards. You've trained, you've eaten right, you've trained, you've been in the gym, you've sweated, you've bled on the training grounds. Yeah. Me sitting eating hamburgers and drinking beer, thinking I used to be the best rugby player in the world, doesn't get that first team jersey on me, does it? So this is your opportunity, and I would plead to all of you on this call that haven't joined us yet, speak to Ati or speak to Sib or speak to Werner and tell them, what do we need to do to get you over the line? How do we get you to get started? Because if you don't get started, you're going to miss this boat.
Yeah, in America, they have a saying of good things come to those who wait. But, we didn't get the rest of the story. Good things come to those who wait, but only those things left by those of us who hustle.
Well.
Very good. What advice would you give the young people on this call as a woman?
Well,
stay young.
So much. Yeah. Stay young as long as you can stay young. I was introduced to this industry at the age of 25. And the first thing that I saw, and I don't think that it was a good thing back then, but the first thing that I saw was a residual income check. And that I couldn't believe it. That was one of the first things that I saw because it had a comma in it. Todd, you mentioned Comma Club. Actually, it had several commas in it. And the thing about it is that I just knew at that point that what the heck am I doing? You know, working a regular job, and this person who is in front of the room training and doing what seems so easy, that what they were doing, and the whole meeting and training aspect of it. And I don't think that mom should have sent me to my first meeting was an actual training. That's the first thing that I actually saw, not even anything about the product yet. But seeing that residual check and knowing more about residual income and then getting to know what residual income meant, that really blew my mind. And I kind of lost the employee mentality at that time. I was like, there's no way I'm going to have a job. I'll learn while I earn. Of course, I still had to have a job, but I did it on a spare time till it went to part-time, till it eventually went to full-time. And that's one of the things that you really have to understand about this industry, how much freedom that it could give you, in regard to, like, you know, being able to spend a school season watching your kid play baseball while your business still continues to grow, or being able to not have your kids have to go to daycare or even know what daycare is about, and you being the parents out there while your kid is playing baseball, and you're the ones videotaping, shouting, rooting every kid on the team on because their parents aren't there, they're at work. So there's a lot of things that are you know, that are just so wonderful that I could tell you that, you know, just stick with it, be consistent in your business, because we've never seen a compensation plan like this company in our years of being in this industry. We've never seen such a lucrative and unique compensation plan that if you just have the 2 legs, because I remember at the beginning where we used to have 3 legs, was it 3 legs when we first started? And that, it's so much easier to have 2 legs and the first 2 spots that are taken, and then you go and you help and you have the spillover and things like that, that really helps out your team. And you're really just in here working to help your team, because when they succeed, of course you succeed. So, you know, that's what it's all about. And I love everything about network marketing. No one ever could tell me anything about this industry, because I know the power behind it, and I know the power of residual income, and I know the power of what this industry could do for you in regard to time freedom. And that's your eventual goal is, you know, if you knew what it felt like to have that residual income or even be financially independent, you would be in a hurry to get there. And I think that that's very, very important.
Well, you like to go bye-bye, so tell them the
and
real
I
stuff.
really love to travel, so
She
our
does not
passion
like to
is
sit still at all.
I
Let's
really
go.
don't.
We
I
gotta go.
really
We gotta
don't.
go. Let's
Yeah.
go somewhere. Let's go somewhere.
Yeah, even during this current climate that we're on, I mean, we've been on to 8 resorts, 8 getaways using the Dreamcation platform, because, you know, it's wonderful to have that travel savings bank. And if you could really teach people, hey, even if you're not going to travel the next 30 days or 45 days, keep those points adding up, because it makes a difference when you go to take a vacay or a staycay for 8 days and 7 nights. So incredible to look and say, oh yeah, okay, well, I have points in there. I can go and use that for $1 a night or whatever that it is, or $0 per night. Even crazy when you see $0 as a platinum member. But it's so important that we made sure, not only do I have a platinum membership, my husband has a platinum membership, but our kids who are 18 and over have platinum
We like to
memberships
travel
as well, so that they can go and they can take their vacay with us and we can all go together and have fun. But those condos, those villa style resorts are absolutely
unbelievable,
beautiful, and you need to take advantage of those. But yeah, that's my tip of the day. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. Does anyone else have any other questions? Very aware that, as I say, it's everyone's Sunday. Todd needs to go and see his family. Darryl and Maria need to go and find their next vacation. But does anyone else have any other questions before we call it an evening? Good. Todd, Darryl, anything else to say?
No, other than I love what Maria just said. I mean, if you knew the power of residual income, you'd run through walls to get it. So, who wants to be first? I mean, South Africa is now open, taking order 001. I mean, who's saying, count me in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll just say welcome to the team. It's just, I woke up this morning, and guys, this was true. I told Maria when I woke up this morning, I said, we have a Zoom this morning with South Africa. Yay! How amazing is that? Guy, I was truly a smile on my face, and it's just unbelievable to be connected with you folks. And so I was just really extremely happy. So I look forward to working with you, and whatever we can do to help, we'll definitely do it. And I think we already got the schedule for this coming week of what you guys want to do, and we'll just build it, guys. You know, one day at a time, one brick at a time, and next thing you know, you look behind you, and it's like, wow, I remember when we first started. Now look what's happened, and somebody's got to be first. Why not you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, can I thank everyone who was on this call? We have got another call coming out on Tuesday. Todd, Darryl, Maria, thank you very much for your commitment. I know that Ati, Vanna, Sibulela, and everyone else who's about to join us will really appreciate your helps and your efforts, and we do thank you.
Werner.
Bye, everybody.
Have
Bye, guys.
a lovely weekend. What's left
Have
of
a
it?
great day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.